Welcome, everyone, to a deep dive into mastering intelligent failover for robust systems. In today's interconnected world, downtime isn't just an inconvenience. It can mean significant financial losses and damage to reputation. We've all heard stories, like Netflix's infamous 13-minute outage in 2012, caused by a single configuration change that disabled their failover mechanism. That incident taught the industry a crucial lesson. Failover isn't just about having backup systems. It's about orchestrating a precise dance of detection, decision-making, and transition that keeps your users oblivious to infrastructure chaos. We're going beyond basic backups here, folks, into the realm of truly resilient system design. By the end of this lesson, you will be able to understand various failover detection patterns, learn about critical transition orchestration, explore the nuanced challenges of state synchronization, and most importantly, discover how to prevent those dreaded cascading failures that can turn a small hiccup into a major disaster. Our goal is to equip you with the insights needed to build systems that don't just survive failures, but actually become stronger because of them. Let's start by understanding why traditional failover often falls short. The Netflix outage perfectly illustrates this. It wasn't a hardware failure. It was a configuration change that broke the failover mechanism itself. The industry learned that simply having a backup isn't enough. You need to orchestrate the transition intelligently. Traditional failover tends to be very binary, healthy or completely failed. But production systems require a more nuanced approach, recognizing degraded states, partial failures, and complex recovery scenarios. Simple ping-based health checks, for instance, often miss a staggering 70% of real-world failure scenarios. Think about it. A server might respond to a ping, but its database connection could be down, or a critical microservice dependency might be broken. That's where deep health checks come in. These checks don't just verify service availability, they validate functional correctness, checking dependencies, data integrity, and even business logic. The key insight here is profound. Failures are rarely binary. Your system exists in a spectrum of degraded states, and your failover logic must be sophisticated enough to match this reality. This nuanced understanding is foundational to building truly robust systems. With a better understanding of detection, let's move into the three-phase failover protocol that intelligent systems employ. Phase 1 is detection with confidence. Production failover demands multiple detection signals to prevent false positives. A single timeout doesn't trigger failover. Instead, it's patterns of degradation that do. This prevents unnecessary disruptive switches. Phase 2 is a graceful transition. This is where most engineers miss a critical insight. Failover is a controlled crash. You're intentionally breaking existing connections to preserve overall system health and prevent further issues. It's a surgical strike for the greater good. Finally, Phase 3 involves state recovery. Backup systems must inherit not just data, but the full operational context, active sessions, in-flight transactions, and even temporal states like rate limits. Without this, users might lose their shopping carts or active streams, leading to a poor experience. Beyond these phases, we tackle advanced patterns like split brain prevention. This dreaded scenario occurs when network partitions cause both primary and backup systems to believe they should be active, leading to conflicting decisions. The solution often involves quorum-based leadership using distributed consensus, requiring majority agreement before any system can become active. We also consider cascading failover chains, where primary moves to secondary, then tertiary. Crucially, Backup systems often have different performance characteristics, and your logic must account for potential capacity reduction and adjust traffic accordingly. Let's look at how industry leaders implement these concepts in the real world. Pause. Amazon RDS Multi-AZ failover automatically transitions to standby instances in different availability zones. Their brilliance lies in synchronous replication for consistency, optimized with asynchronous reads. A key insight here is maintaining separate connection pools for read and write operations, allowing read traffic to continue even during write failover events. Then there's Google's global load balancer, performing seamless data center level failover. They monitor not just server health, but network path quality and capacity utilization across regions. Their advanced pattern incorporates predictive analytics, shifting traffic before failures occur based on leading indicators, minimizing disruption. But here's the failover paradox. The only way to ensure failover works is to test it regularly, often in production. This demands sophisticated chaos engineering that doesn't impact users. Netflix's Chaos Monkey is a prime example, randomly terminating services during business hours to force continuous validation of their failover mechanisms. The hardest part of failover isn't detecting failures, it's ensuring backup systems have perfect operational state. This includes session state, like user authentication or shopping carts, connection state, such as WebSocket or streaming sessions, and timing state, like rate limits or scheduled operations. These details are often overlooked but are absolutely critical for a truly seamless user experience. We've covered a lot today, from the nuances of detection to the complexities of state synchronization and real-world implementations. The core takeaway is that intelligent failover mechanisms transform your system from merely fragile to anti-fragile. They don't just survive failures, they become stronger because of them, continuously validating and improving resilience. The key insight here is to design for failure as a feature, not an exception. When you adopt this production mindset, you build systems that expect and gracefully handle disruptions. Operational excellence in this context means that your users never experience downtime, even amidst infrastructure chaos. We mastered today how to identify failure patterns, orchestrate transitions, synchronize state, and prevent cascading failures. For your challenge, I encourage you to implement a demo system, perhaps a simple e-commerce application with multiple failure points and automatic recovery. Then, deliberately break components during a simulated peak load. Measure the user impact during these failover events. Your goal is 0 user-visible failures. This hands-on experience will give you the confidence to design and implement production-grade failover mechanisms that truly protect millions of users. What specific failover scenario have you encountered that surprised you, and how would the principles we discussed today help address it?